I love Dead Cells. It's one of my favorite games of the last decade. I had it as my personal choice as the best video game of the PlayStation 4, Xbox One era. So basically, it's the best video game I played since the year 2014. But you know the one thing they should probably have added to this game? A Castlevania soundtrack. So this is Dead Cells, specifically the cartridge version of Dead Cells Return to Castlevania Edition. It's actually on clearance from Best Buy here in the Fallout 3 Germantown Police Headquarters. And for $20, I could never turn down I could never turn down a physical copy of Dead Cells. Although I think the PC version has no DRM, so you probably... I don't know if you're able to get all the content. I should mention, I do own the cartridge version of the original Nintendo Switch release of Dead Cells, which is version 1.0. I played it on this channel a while ago. I will put that video up, and then I'll put this one up right around Halloween. This cartridge included version 1.23. I downloaded the patch. Unfortunately, I was trying to kind of cheat the system a bit. I played the Castlevania cartridge. Then I pulled out that cartridge and tried to play my original Dead Cells cartridge, and the game forced me to download an update. So you can't cheat. You know what I mean? So if you put a cartridge in, using it with an older version of Dead Cells, it's going to force you to do the patch. That's not bad. I got version 1.24 right here. So that patch did not contain the DLC, though. So as long as I have this Castlevania cartridge in here, then I can play with all the DLC. In fact, I'll show you what I mean. We'll turn that down a bit because I want to hear myself think. Oh, it is very good music. I mean, it's a great music bed, don't you think? So this soundtrack contains, what is it? So far I've heard Rondo of Blood, Symphony of the Night, and a couple of Castlevania songs that were in mono that weren't even in stereo. So they're probably on like they were probably on like the MSX or something, like Vampire Killer, I guess. So one of the best video games of all time now has one of the best soundtracks of all time, and I approve in every way. Probably worth noting that Dead Cells, despite being an amazing game, didn't really impress me with its soundtrack. I haven't given any thought to the music at all when I play Dead Cells. But now I can. So now it's like I put on a jukebox in my favorite Castlevania playlist, and they got it installed in the game for me anyway. So I'll see if there are any versions of the game that are... Yeah, I'll see if there are any versions... I'll see if there are any, if there's any way to play the music outside of the game. There probably isn't. I admit, I'm impressed. I wasn't messing around with any of this stuff last night. I was just trying to see how the game played with the patches, or at least the Castlevania mode. So I did one more run. See, look at this. Listen to this. Gotta have a classic soundtrack. Shopping block. So we got that. The music fades out pretty quickly, so whatever. Not gonna complain about that. So the speed run timer's on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen next to up above the mini-map. You can even, by the way, we added the seed number. Can we see that? No. But that was an option, actually. In fact, where was the option? It's probably listed under video. Yeah, display the seed ID. So above the mini-map, you can see... We can't see it here because the contrast is terrible. I'll see if I can force it. The seed number here is 1569. I can't even barely read that. There you go. 156792, I guess. Can you manually set a seed? That might be available under a custom game. You might be able to do that. We'll turn that up a little bit. Now what? Oh, okay. Oh, so I guess there's a custom. That might be a training room or a custom thing. So they made this game even more dynamic. Oh, these are other indie games. Yeah. Guacamelee is actually a pretty good game. It's a pretty good Metroidvania. I don't know those games. I know Scully? What was that game? It was that PS4 game I played a while ago. The one where you're rolling around like a marble on the beach. Yeah. So they're basically just hyping other indie games everyone already knows about, I guess. Was Katana Zero any good? I probably have to hear about it. Risk of Rain, yeah, I played Risk of Rain 1 and 2. Terraria. Okay, am I supposed to stop reading this? Yes, Slay the Spire. Okay, so we can just bounce that. If we don't hear any more advertisements for indie games. It's all like one big in-joke at this point. Indie games exist, we understand. Weapon blueprints brought to the... Yeah, we have blueprints. I earned a couple of blueprints, too. I earned a couple of other things. I forget. I know I unlocked a training area, too. So this is run number 7. Most gold obtained at once. Teleporters, yeah, whatever. Let's see. No curse chest opened. Well, I think I accidentally opened one on the PS4 version. So that might count for something. Prisoner's quarters, that's the progress I made. I've only made it through ramparts once? Possible. They killed me 3 times. Yeah, the runners are always the AOs, man. I swear. Wait, only 5 deaths? Did I just cancel one of my runs? Killed in a challenge room. Reached the ramparts for the first time. Well, the first time in this game. The ramparts, I don't know the music that plays there. But there, if you make it to the forest, it plays "Cross of Fear," one of my favorite songs from Rondo of Blood. So I'm gonna try and get there as soon as possible. Let me try something else. Select for the. Okay, let's go down here and see what they want. You can also roll down here. I don't know who's down here. So the Y button's for my sword, and we have to get another secondary weapon, so give me a second. I know I unlocked the Vine Tickler ability, because I got that right away once I got this cartridge, so apparently I earned that really quick. I think I beat a boss to get it. Cross. It takes you to another area. I guess it's kind of like Valkyrie Profile. It takes you into the background or something. I'm not going to go there yet. Is this the training room? We're going to do a regular game of Dark Souls. We're going to do a regular game of Dead Cells eventually. We'll get around to it. Dead Souls. How dare you? How dare you sully the name of Dead Cells by mixing it up with that other game? That's hard and a lot less fluid. Both of these games are hard. I think this one's a lot more rewarding in terms of the combat. We'll talk more about that later. I'm not dead anymore. Oh, I think I met her when at the beginning of the game. Okay, so you can fight any enemy you've already encountered. Fine. Choose your difficulty. This is the area that had promenade. That's the area that has Cross of Fear. So I guess I'll select that area, of course. What do I want? I definitely want the Yeah, I gotta have the turrets. The sinew slicer. The turrets massively overpowered. Wolf trap. That's less interesting, but I'll take one. So that's mapped to ZL. The turret's mapped to ZR. And what do we got here? Yeah, I need my second weapon. I got a hammer recently. So I want to mess. I'll mess with that for a little bit so you get to see it. Give me. What else do I got? Shield I never use. Yeah, whatever. So the X button has the hammer. Look at that 3-hit combo. Nice. So where next? Choose your stats. It's kind of over. That's overpowered. Let's not do that. Yes, let's not overdo it. Recommended stats 6. For this level, sure. Unless you're doing a speed run. Mutations. Let's turn on Vengeance. Find no enemies near you. So if I can do more damage when no one's near me. Reduce range skills, reduce cooldown by a second. That seems fine. And recover your health after killing an enemy. It scales with the victim's max health and is reduced as you get closer to full health. So. And there's this weird mutation here. Saves you 1 time if you die prematurely while not cursed. Cannot be picked up after the first mutation selected. Cannot be dropped once picked up. Okay, I'm not going to use that one. Already confirmed. Gimme. Alright, let's do it. Leave. Now what's going on? Maybe I can just go to the training area then. This is just a training area. These are just new areas, I suppose. Now what? This is the combat room. You can select enemies from a specific zone of the island. Yep, I thought we were doing. This is just training. Okay, where are we? Yes, the biome difficulty, yeah. Okay. Oh, select another one? Intriguing. Well, I guess we want to fight these guys repeatedly. You can... Whoops! Don't walk into the spikes. Ow! Stupid. Why is that even there? This is just a training area. Why am I here? Oh, might as well train while I'm here. I guess this is a training area. The biome doesn't seem to matter, if I'm being honest. So what's this? I'm pretty sure I've chosen this several times. Yeah, I want to mess with that guy. So then you can activate. Okay, this is hitching. This is hitching. This is just a practice area. Okay, whatever. Alright, so we'll bounce. I guess it wasn't the kind of practice I was expecting. I guess it's like different layouts, I suppose. Yeah, it tells you how strong your weapon is, so I guess that's something. Yeah. Okay, fine. Okay, why is this dude here? Yeah, sure. Okay, we're not going to do this. We're going to play an actual game. We can actually earn stuff. The practice is nice. It's nice to have a little standalone area where we can practice just fighting one kind of enemy. Which seems interesting. Can't get in. What was the point of me selecting that area earlier? Yeah, I chose my stats. What was the point of me even going here? So I can't go to any of these areas because they're sealed off? Yeah, every place looks sealed off. Maybe I have to unlock it. There might be more gated, literally more gated content. Fine. So we'll just leave. We'll play an actual game. Well, I tried. Don't know what the point of any of that was. Yeah, I don't know what the point of any of that was. I guess it's a training area. So if we got sick of fighting the same enemies over and over again, I guess that was something. What's all this? Okay, I shouldn't have wasted that money. So I get to see all of my loot, I guess. I mean, that's nice, I suppose. Because you think I won't cut you. Proper clothes. Yeah, I have a couple of blueprints for him, I think. Get changed. Wow, cosmetic upgrades. A DRM-free outfit. That's a GOG, right? A baguette outfit. Retro How? What kind of retro character is this? Reverse burglar. Whatever. I mean, okay. Why would anyone... I don't think anyone bought this content. It's just included as part of the package, I suppose. So I wasted a coin looking at all my loot. I think we're done. Guess we can play the actual game now. Okay, secondary weapon. I don't use shields. We'll practice with them. Well, I guess we can practice. We can go to the training room and practice with them. Why not? Donk. Maybe later. So we have arrows mapped to the X button, and we run out of arrows, we have to start picking them up. They're usually stuck inside enemies or walls. So let's actually play the game. That didn't work. There's a teleporter. You have to hit this dude from behind. A button's for the dodge roll, which you'll need to get behind some enemies. You're invincible during the dodge roll, or at least you're nearly invincible. Okay, so if I hit a teleporter, I can teleport to any other area I have unlocked. So what I will do is I will... Well, it's too late to... Well, check the timer. I've on 40 seconds. I guess I can do a speed run. Gimme. Let's see if I can do a speed run. Got a wolf trap. Straight outside of, here in the Fallout 3 area, there's a wolf trap outdoor theater. In Vienna, I think it's outside of Vienna, Virginia, which is west of DC. And I don't think that's included in Fallout 3. I haven't bothered to check. There's something upstairs. Excuse me! Bastard. I got the tickler. Let's go. So now that I've unlocked the tickler ability, I can press the R button to activate those. I want that. ZL, perfect. I probably should swap that, but whatever. You can also, what is it? Well, in midair, you can do a ground pound by holding down and pressing jump. You can remap that if you want. We're not going to do that here. You already went there. So I was doing a speed run, so which way should I go? I don't know where the exit is. There is an accessibility option. I think it's under assist mode, but under accessibility settings. It's supposed to be able to outline see the entire map. Yeah, colorblind options. Again, this is a ridiculous level of assist mode. So they can enable assist mode. We're going to turn it off. Don't worry. Reveal the map completely. Stuff like that. Love it. Can I turn it off? Disable assist mode. So you can turn on the entire map if you want, which I think is... again, they're thinking ahead, and I appreciate that immensely. We're going to die right away, aren't we? You can shoot in midair, in case you're wondering. Hurry up. What'd I get? Got a bloodthirsty... so I got a blueprint already. No complaints. Give me that. Hopefully I get some of my health back. Let's see. I'm going to want more HP no matter what. So I guess we'll go for survival. Again, you're increasing your damage on any weapon on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen based on this color. So you see right here on the bottom of the screen, the ZR ability increases the damage that my wolf trap will do. But I'm probably going to want this. I also get an HP bonus, so my maximum HP will go up by 70%, which is amazing. We're not going to do that. We'll just do this. So I do more damage to my regular sword and my turrets, which I probably should start using. I have to practice kicking down those doors. That was always fun. Hold on. Okay, so I just dropped my turret and my wolf trap. Problem solved. I need more health, though. Did I get... yeah, I think I got some gold. Did I say it's supposed to be a speed run? Because I don't think I'm running very fast. Again, I don't know where the exit is. There's a red area below me, but I don't know how to get there, so I'm not going to worry about it. Press X to see the map. Huh. I don't know what this means. Yeah, I have no idea what this means. I guess if I go up, I go to the promenade, so let's do it. Gimme. I found a secret. I pressed the R button, I have no idea what that does. Ah, that was just dumb. Okay, I need to eat that. Press the L button. Hold down the L button. That gives me back most of my health, so that's good. Can't open it from here. Looks like it's a one-way. Dead. Dead end. Yeah, dead end. Not done yet. Found the door. Ow. Found the door. So that's the door switch. Hold on. Teleporter. We're good. I guess we're making progress. We made it. Let's examine the dead guy. Dead for a while. There's a lot of that in this game. I mean, I shrug off most of it. That's not what makes this game good. It's just sort of there. I figured they would actually improve that, but I don't think they ever really improved those sorts of NPC interactions, to be honest. At least not significantly. 2 minutes? Nah. So when I hit the 2-minute mark, that door closed. Killed 30 enemies without taking damage. So I can't open those doors because I didn't fulfill those conditions. So that's a good reason to speedrun, is that you might want certain time doors and time gates to be available to you. Treasure chests, I believe, work the same way. So I'm trying to upgrade the health flask, most likely. Some of these don't seem that useful. Some items unlock once you unlock other skills. Like, for instance, if I want this backpack, I have to unlock 9 more items. So you can unlock it this way. If you want a particular kind of weapon, that might be nice. I don't think it's going to matter that much, to be honest. Unlock an outfit. Amazing. So we'll just throw these cells into upgrading my health flask. So we'll get another health flask to heal ourselves, which is fantastic. We'll worry about that later. Show the unlocked items. Okay. So we're going to need all that. Alright. Right over here. Don't break that door. Okay, so I can just kick down that door. Am I ever going to be allowed to break that door? Let's see. Melee kills reduce skill cooldowns by half a second. Whatever. After being wounded. Vengeance sounds good. Vengeance sounds amazing. Oh, I'm only allowed one mutation? Screw that. Oh, so I can't back out. Whoops. This pile of corpses looks like me. Oh. Again, they never really... It's okay, we never really improved the dialogue. So we can refill our health and our flask. As long as you can make it out of the level, you can... This is basically an extra life. So definitely use it if you're about to die, especially if you're near the end. I don't think there's ever really a reason to not take it. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, Crunchyroll's being stingy again. Okay, so the first season of Demon Slayer is free, so that's good. But every other season is not free anymore, which sucks, because there was a time when the Mugen Train movie was basically free. Which is how I saw it. This is the song. I'll tell you what, let's crank it up. Cross of Fear is like my second favorite Castlevania song of all time. We're gonna avoid the runner up there. Wait. Ow! Bastard. Right off the bat. It's not coming. Fine by me. Dig it. Oh, there's a booster up there. There's a booster up there, but I gotta avoid the runner up there. Just a second. There's a booster right there. He's gonna follow us. Be careful. That booster. This guy always kills me. Ugh. Okay, we're out. Got a teleporter. What? Not good. Not good. Wow. Got about the spikes. I have to heal myself. Yeah, I got to heal myself now. Well, I ate it right off the bat, didn't I? A terrible run. Runs always go sideways in a hurry, don't they? I don't have the gardener's key. Where's the gardener's key? No idea. Look out! They got stunned on the drop. There's a well. Hold on. Why is there a well here? There you go. Secret zone discovered. Had to crouch and jump to grab that. Oh, that's how I get out then. Just a second. Not that. Hit the prisoner. Okay. Why is that here? Don't worry about it. I mean, this small tool? Nah. I just can't get out. It's a shame, really. So why is this here? Yeah, well. Screw it. There's going to be something more useful down here, but whatever. Gimme. It's already ate my potion, so I mean, we're already in trouble. So I already took that one, so the HP boost is lower. Which kind of makes sense, if I'm being honest. So we'll take the survival, assuming... Again, I don't really have any survival weapons. I have that wolf trap that's mapped to ZR, but it's not going to do much more damage than it already is. See the wolf trap down there. So that's on the bottom center of the screen. Let's see what we got. It says launches 2 traps that root enemies, increasing damage they take. Okay. For 5 seconds. Victims burn when they die. Things die when they are killed. People die when they're killed. Ow. I don't think I take any damage when I fall like that. I just get stun locked. I don't remember if that was in the original game. Heads up. So we got a buffer over there. Just a second. Out of ammo, of course. Not anymore. So I got my arrows back. So you can see on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, the bow has like 5 or 6 pips next to it on the right side of the icon. That's how you know how many arrows you can launch. Okay, we're gonna have to drop this guy. We're gonna need a turret down here. Yeah, ZLNZR. So those guys will help me out a little bit. I think he hit me. Is the turret? I think the turret might be dead. Look out for the runner. We gotta beat it. Look out for the runner. You can roll in midair, which I... What? Careful. You can roll in midair, too, which I think is nice. That was dumb. Ah! Wow. What a terrible run. But you got to hear the music. That's what counts. You got to hear my second favorite Castlevania song of all time. Slash is number 1. And I don't think I played it in my Rondo of Blood video, because I never unlocked the stage yet. Rondo of Blood's fine. I mean, people think it's like the best Castlevania ever. It's fine. I played most of the game with Maria, so the game probably seemed easier than it was. But I mean, like, it's fine. Castlevania 3 just needed to be... I mean, Symphony of the Night's still number 1 as far as I'm concerned. Although it's kind of easy. And I would argue that Bloodstained is a better Castlevania. Is a better Castlevania than any of the other Castlevanias. So whatever. All right, so you get the idea. So we'll bounce. You know what? I think Dead Cells. It's a good game. You should play it. And if it's available for $20 with all the DLC and some Castlevania music, you should buy it immediately. Like, I could, like, Terrence, what game would you, if you had $20, what game would you buy? Dead Cells, which I already own. Elden Ring, which I'll eventually wind up buying eventually. Or, Zelda. Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. Well, given the current resale value, I would probably grab the Zelda game, because you're never going to find that game for $20. But I would also say that this game is the best $20 you'll spend on a video game any year. If you can find Skyrim for $20, you're probably more likely to play it. But Dead Cells is a better game, and I'm tired of pretending that it's not. Dead Cells is the best Castlevania. Dead Cells is the best Dark Souls. Dead Cells is the best Mario. Dead Cells is the best everything. I mean, it's not the best fighting game on the planet, obviously. I would argue it's not even the best Metroidvania, per se. That might be Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. But this is the best action game I played since 2014. Like, if it were like, if they merged this with a Just Cause 3 kind of game, I would buy it in an instant. Like, if they made a Just Cause game that was on this level, it would be like an all-timer for me. But Dead Cells is always a good game. No matter how you play. Okay, maybe if you're playing on a really crappy laptop. One of these days I will buy the digital version pretty cheap. And then I'll just wind up selling all these cartridges, I guess. Because I have like a PS4 disc and a cartridge, so whatever. But I think we all know how good this game is. So I mean, if you've played it and you don't like it, you might want to sample to see if the patches made the game a bit more tolerable for you. The game's more generous than it used to be. So I'm a huge fan of that. Let me see what else was available here before I end the video. Again, just DLC crap. They added more stuff, which is always fine. I didn't even bother to follow Richter, because I know he popped up when I first started playing this game. I didn't even bother to follow him that time. Yeah, we're not going to change users. But yeah, look. Dead Cells is the best game you haven't played if you haven't played it. If you have played it, you know where I'm basically, you know the hype. If you think it's overrated, that's fine. But this is one of those games where like it exceeded the hype for me, which is saying something. Because I avoided a lot of the hype just to kind of see, okay, maybe I'll sample it later. And I'm like, you know what? The first time I played it, I've always been thinking about Dead Cells. While I was playing it, when I wasn't playing it, I was thinking about all the things it got right. All the things I didn't think were going to be meaningful that wound up being very meaningful as I played more of the game. So I barely scratched the surface of this game. I'm not great at it, but I want to get better, which is something I can't say for most video games that are hard, because they aren't rewarding to me. They're just punishing without being rewarding. This game is a generous game. And you can make it a lot easier if you want. I'm not going to mess with that just yet. I don't think I need to. And if you do, that's fine. Unlike some video games, you can make it more approachable so that it becomes more entertaining for you. So thank you. Thank you to the people behind Dead Cells. Thank you for releasing all the DLC and the patches on a cartridge that is currently on clearance for $20. You can spend $50, $60, $70 on a video game that looks better, is more ambitious, has, more like check boxes. Or you can just pay $20 for this, and you're probably going to have a better time than you would playing most other games you could play. I'll get back to playing Zelda. I'll get back to playing Elden Ring eventually. But it was worth it to just sit down with Dead Cells and just know that every year, every Halloween, every Christmas, every New Year's Day, every birthday, I treat myself to a run of Dead Cells. And I think you should treat yourself to a session of Dead Cells when you get the opportunity. So when the day comes when I do one of those marathon live streams, I will not be playing this game for 24 hours, but this will be a significant part of the stream. So, Dead Cells, one of the best video games ever made. Return to Castlevania Edition is an improvement over the version of Dead Cells you might already own on cartridge or on PS4 or the Xbox One. I think Dead Cells is only available in digital form only on the Xbox, which is a travesty. If you're gonna buy this game digitally, but play however you want. But in my mind, if you're gonna buy a digital version of this game, just buy the PC version, so it won't be tethered to a console. But if you're like me and you still have a decent-sized physical collection of video games lying around, this game is a permanent part of my... It's the first game I bought on my Nintendo Switch. The very first game I bought. And I got a Street Fighter collection cartridge. And it's gonna be a permanent part of my collection. So I'm glad I got a hold of a physical copy of this game. And I'm glad I'm able to play it again. And I'm glad that I got a chance to play this version on a Switch. So anytime I want to whip out my Switch... And maybe I just don't want to play Skyrim again for the 2000th hour. But I'm never going to be disappointed when I play Dead Cells. So I'll go back and play some more Dead Cells eventually. And if you're watching this video, it's probably right around Halloween. So you'll be seeing me do more Dead Cells content. There's way more Dead Cells content on this channel. But I recorded this content with my Skull Candy earbuds, plugged into the audio splitter with the J5 Create USB-C capture device into the quad-core Windows 10 laptop that is capturing all this footage at 60 frames a second. So it means it's probably going to jostle between 40 and 50 for some of this video. We'll see how it goes. It's not going to hang at 60, but it will be fun. But you'll get a chance to see how the game performs on a Nintendo Switch that's been mounted. So that's good, I guess. This is probably a better title screen anyway. So the clean cut update is available. That will be explained later. I made 5 runs on the original Nintendo Switch version. This 6th run is a run that I did before recording this video. So you didn't really... Although, I managed to unlock a couple of things. I managed to unlock a couple of permanent upgrades on my 6th run, which took me... I don't think I ever got any of those upgrades when I was playing the PlayStation 4 version, which is the first version I bought. So I would say this game's more generous in terms of the loot. So that's good to know. Another reason. So one of the most generous roguelike games ever made is now gotten more generous because they're giving you even more toys to play with. So I'm never going to complain about any of that. We'll play the game, don't worry. I just want to turn off some of this stuff. I guess they're implying the game doesn't run at 60 frames a second. I played the game for like I said, I'm on my 6th run. The original Switch version, I think, I felt like there was some jankiness here and there, but it was very minor. I never noticed anything that was major. I think some of the scrolling might have been slightly bugged. But I only played it for 5 runs, so it wasn't anything that was like game-breaking. And the frame rate seemed way higher than, say, Bloodstained did. That game barely hits 30 frames a second when I play the Switch version. I played it on this channel. You'll probably see a video of that sooner rather than later if I have not already put that up. but apparently you can lock it to 30. So I guess the frame rate fluctuates a bit between like 30 and 40. I thought it ran at 60. It seems to run fine to me. I have the PlayStation 4 version. I'm not terribly worried about it. But giving people the option to lock it to 30 implies to me that it deals with any frame rate oscillations. There are a bunch of features I'll probably show you later. Speedrun mode, well, good luck with that. Let me display the speedrun interface just for funsies. I'll turn on some other, skip the cutscenes, which I normally do, but I don't pay attention to the cutscenes really. I just want to see what's here. You can even modify the movement. So we'll get to that later. But I'll explain the controls. They're actually not terribly difficult to understand. You can even map the directional buttons to movement. So I don't know what bound input means, because that's the default option, but I'm just going to set it to movement so I can move. It's a 2D game. I might as well just play with the D-pad. Oh, I forgot to show you the DLC. On this cartridge, it includes all the DLC. Rise of the Giant, Bad Seed, Fatal Falls. I didn't know about any of these other ones. Queen of the Sea, I think, was available on the PS4. Again, I never bought it. And of course, Return to Castlevania is here, which includes a Richter variation. So you get to play the original game, then you get to meet Richter like in level 1 and take an alternate path through the game, which sounds interesting. We'll see how it goes. And of course, all the Castlevania music is nice. But I got this cartridge for $20. So I'm getting all the DLC and all the patches. So I'm on a cartridge. I'm never going to complain about that. You can play $70 for Return of the King, for Tears of the Kingdom if you want. I'm not going to complain about that. Actually, I will complain about that. I have no intention of spending $60 on Zelda. But I will spend $20 on Dead Cells, with DLC and a Castlevania soundtrack that I probably already have on YouTube. That's the point. It's not the point. The point is you get to play a very good game at a very good price if you get it on clearance. This game was available for $40 originally. That's kind of a high price, to be brutally honest. Personally, I would just get the PC version, but I haven't played it on a laptop. But I would just get the PC version and just, if there's no DRM on it, you can just move. You can play it on any computer you want. You only have to buy it once. Now, me, I'm an idiot. I bought this game 3 times. I bought it twice on Switch, and I bought it once on the PlayStation 4. All physical media, of course. I keep saying to myself, when's Dead Cells going to drop below $10 on PC so I can buy it? And then I realized it'll probably never drop below $10 on PC. And I don't know why I'm even bothering having this conversation. I like the game. Why don't I just buy it again? I did the same thing. Well, I didn't do that. I did it with Skyrim every 2 or 3 years. What's new in Dead Cells? 2 new weapons. Songs of a giant comb. NPC lets you replace your head with a bobby flame. What? A speedrun mode. Okay. 1 new speedrun mode. Boss rush. I don't want boss rushes, honestly. Some changes have been made to enhance bosses, plus the return Castlevania, but yeah, sure. Training room. Okay, it's a training room that I just unlocked. I have no idea what it's for, by the way. Now mutations have been reworked. Slow effect now stacks. New legendary fixes have been added, and the mimic can now appear randomly in shops. I don't think I've ever ran into one, but maybe it got added during some DLC I never used. I've been playing version 1.0 for like 5 years, so whatever. I guess they added stuff that I wasn't really paying attention to. More balancing. Which means they nerfed a bunch of stuff, probably. That was way overpowered. I unlocked custom mode. I have no idea what that means. Equipment. Ooh! Huh. So you can turn certain equipment on or off? Huh. Wow. They added that too? Meta modifiers. You can set the maximum number of potions. Huh. Gold reserves. Recycling. Miscellaneous modifiers. Timer stops in special rooms. That's good. I have no idea what that means. Boss cells. Can you turn them off? Turning off bosses actually sounds kind of interesting. Unlock this options. You can unlock more options. Huh. This sounds amazing, actually. I'm gonna have to play with some of this. Can only be using custom mode, of course. We're not gonna do that. It's also locked. And let's go back a bit. We're not gonna do that. We'll play a normal Dead Cells game. Then we'll start messing around with it. Show the update pop up again. So if you want to read what you missed, it's here. I'm not gonna say they thought of everything because they're still patching stuff. I am astonished. Well, I mean, I haven't played the game. I haven't really played any of the patches. This might be just a bunch of stuff I haven't even bothered to experiment with. So after 10 minutes of rambling, I finally get to play the game.